Hello, friends. You are on the channel where gaming universes come to life brighter than neon. Today I will tell you a story about a robot who is used to risk everything for the sake of drive. But this time, amidst the fires of the battle for Starr Park, at stake is not just another adrenaline rush. At stake is his heart, his core, and the only girl who can make a robot feel alive. On the outskirts of bustling, adrenaline-soaked Brawl Town, a young guy named Milo lived in a small, chaotic garage. Skinny and perpetually disheveled, with eyes burning with caffeine and crazy ideas, Milo was known for his love of extreme stunts, electronics, and unbridled late-night partying. He spent every evening rummaging through piles of junk and scraps of wires, dreaming of creating the perfect companion, someone who would share with him reckless hopping on homemade hoverboards and endless parties to loud electronic music. But none of his past projects could withstand the strain and fell apart during the next stunt. One late stormy night, while wandering around an abandoned junkyard looking for new parts, Milo noticed a strange glow coming from a cracked rock that had fallen from the sky during a recent meteor shower. Fascinated by the pulsing light and feeling a rush of inspiration, he gently picked up the stone and carried it to the garage. For days, Milo barely slept, obsessively working on a new robot whose heart was the mysterious stone he had found. He used his own brewed energy drink to activate his creation, infusing the robot's core with it. When the decisive moment came, the lights in the garage flickered and the air was filled with an electric crackle. The robot buzzed, its neon eyes flashed brightly, and finally it lifted its head, crackling slightly from the strain. Milo froze in excitement and anticipation. "Let's crank it up," came a ringing and slightly distorted voice. Milo smiled wider than he had ever smiled before. Surge had come to life, and from that moment on, they were not just creator and his creation, they were brothers in spirit, ready to turn the world upside down together. But one day, during a particularly dangerous stunt jumping through a deep canyon on an experimental hoverboard, Surge's unstable rock core suddenly overloaded. A bright flash of electricity lit up the night sky, accompanied by a loud explosion. Milo was too close, and a powerful wave of energy threw him to the ground unconscious. At this time the workshop caught fire and became a blazing ruin. When the smoke cleared, Surge stood motionless, realizing that his best friend and creator had fallen into a coma. Feeling guilty and desperate, he fled into the night, leaving behind the burning workshop and his former life. Surge ran for a long time, trying to escape from himself and his memories. Soon his memory began to fail, events and faces jumbled together, falling into chaos. As he wandered the wasteland, he engaged in desperate fights with bandits and took part in dangerous races, trying to dull the pain and guilt with adrenaline and risk. To maintain the unstable core, he had to constantly search for and recycle energy stones he found among the ruins and junkyards. Each time the dependence on these stones grew stronger, but the pain also went away for a while. One day, during another meeting with a group of traders, Surge heard rumors of a mysterious place called Starr Park, where the bravest and most ambitious fighters sought to go, hunting for rare gems and glory. Perhaps, Surge thought, there he would find a way to fill the void inside him and finally find a new purpose. Without hesitation, he headed towards Starr Park, hoping to find some spark of meaning for his future life in the chaos of battles and gems. Surge soon arrived at Starr Park and instantly became a star in the local fight arenas. His unique ability to evolve right during combat made him an unpredictable and exciting opponent. But the real test was not the battles, but the feelings that arose for a determined and explosive girl fighter named Piper. Surge felt vulnerable for the first time, afraid to admit to himself that he was capable of feeling real emotions. Meanwhile, a jealous rival, obsessed with destroying Surge's fame, secretly sabotaged his core stone, disrupting the stability of his abilities. Surge gradually began to lose control of his powers, realizing that he would soon have to make a major decision that would change his life forever. The crisis came during the grand battle at Starr Park. Piper was in mortal danger, cornered and unable to retreat. Surge was desperate to help, but the damaged core was flickering, confusing him. He faced an agonizing choice: use the rare stone to restore the core, but lose all his abilities and personality and revert to his original state as a mere robot, or risk everything, even his own life, to save the one who was most precious to him. At the decisive moment, Surge cast aside all doubts. The realization that Piper might die awakened something incredibly powerful and unfamiliar in him. The core of his emotions flared blindingly bright, activating Surge's new and final evolution. Filled with the energy of love and desperate determination, he burst into battle and saved Piper, proving to himself and everyone around him that he was more than just a robot. He was capable of real feelings and sacrifice. After the battle, Piper admitted that she too had feelings for Surge, seeing him as more than just a robot. Surge felt a new balance being established within him between his mechanical nature and his awakened emotions. They decided to continue to fight together and uncover the secrets of Starr Park, realizing that true strength lies not in the stones, but in those around them. At the same time, Milo began to show the first signs of awakening from his coma, opening for Surge and Piper the possibility of new adventures and hope for the return of an old friend.